Sorry.
Sorry, Nick.
I'll redo that.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
You said you'd do the recap, Robert?
we found.
Go for
Go
it.
ahead, Robert. Okay.
Oh, Robert. Okay. So, what's the name of this town? One more time, and I will have a good recap for us.
I don't know. It was just on fire when we got here.
I know there was a name of the town. I'm looking at the lore dump, looking for the
It was Emin Saren.
in Saren.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, the five of us, weary travelers, were on the road to Insaran when we saw smoke in the distance. We ran up the road and saw that the town was being assaulted by various goblinoids, goblins, hobgoblins, trolls, and we took exception to that. We fought our way through the town, which was mostly either on fire or in pieces, healing who we could, rescuing who we could, until we got to presumably the mayor's house, where there was an elven woman kept hostage. It seemed like they were going to negotiate for it, but we didn't have the most confidence that we were dealing with these people in good faith. So we tacked as one coordinated unit, even though we hadn't met each other before. It went really, really well. We managed to defeat the last of the goblinoids. Now the town is at least safe from the primary invading force, and now we got to do a little bit of cleanup, I think.
Yeah, sounds about right. So, Belos, I believe the elven woman was in the tower with you.
Yep. At which point I turned around and went, "Hi." Fuck. Fell off.
Monetization gone.
You feel this strange radiation of warmth throughout your body. And your eyes kind of open back up, and the elven woman has a hand on one of your shoulders. You okay?
I'll live. Probably. Just kind of stitch that back up there.
Come on, pretty boy, and she kind of pulls you to your feet. You'll be fine.
Are you okay? Weren't those the hobgoblins leading this place?
Oh, yeah, she kind of looks over. Yeah, no, they're dead. Thanks for that.
Okay. At least there's that. Guys, I found the elf!
Oh, good. My minstrel's still alive.
I'm gonna stay lying down.
Dozen's taking a nap.
I'm gonna run over and check on Dozen. Buddy, you alive?
Yeah, I only have a couple broken ribs. Like 7.
Yeah, just sleep them off. I'll help you up back to your feet.
No, it's really cold down here. It's nice.
Okay, I will leave you there.
In the mud puddle.
I have reloaded my rifle and pistol, and I'm keeping watch on... Oh, no, my pistol is broken.
Yes, it is.
I will reload my rifle and wait a second to see if I can take a moment. Are we alone now?
No, we found
The elven woman
friends.
kind of looks down. Hold on that. She pulls out the this cylindrical spyglass and kind of looks over the walls. It appears to be we are all right for the moment.
Do you know... Well, Are there still buildings on fire?
Yes.
I'm gonna shoulder my rifle. We should probably help
Some
with
civilians that are left are in the process of putting out the fires. And fun fact, from the Mage's Tower, you see a small balcony and this flash of light, and it begins to rain.
Now that is very convenient.
I guess I don't need to help with that. Good.
That
I just look over at Vivi. You can make that happen?
No, I was going to throw dirt on fires. I'm just gonna head over here. I saw a bar when we were walking in.
What? You're really far. I can't hear you.
Shut up, Dozen!
Okay.
I'm gonna look over at the elf woman who seems to be in charge and go, so, everybody okay?
No.
I mean, Dozen, my buddy here's probably got a couple of broken ribs. We'll have to stitch you up.
She climbs down the ladder. Ooh. That, yeah, just she kind of pats your shoulder, and
Ow.
you feel this warm glow
She's-
spread through your body.
It's not cold anymore.
And where your ribs were
All 12
in
of them?
immense pain are now less so. They still hurt like a motherfucker, but they don't feel broken.
Yeah. Fancy stuff.
Vivi starts walking back. There was no one at the bar.
The town's on fire, Vivi.
It's not an excuse for people to stop acting normal.
I would
She always like this?
genuinely like to hear your definition of normal. We just met. We were all on the road to this fine town when we saw the smoke. Perhaps we could go somewhere that's not on fire.
She kind of looks around. I'm not on fire. Yeah, I don't see any of that around here.
I'm gonna go help put out the fires. Dozen, are you cool on your own for a little bit?
Yeah, it's raining out.
Okay. That's right. It's raining. Well, that'll be out soon enough.
The battle axe is just in front of my face. Just so the rain doesn't hit me in the face.
Just gonna
So,
put a cloak over your ear, just keep you from.
a few hours after this pass by, and you've managed to get the fires put out and save most of the buildings. The windmill is shot. It's done for. It's going to need to be rebuilt. However, the stone structure is still standing.
Small mercies.
Most of the hay fields are gone. Crops that were planted and being harvested are done for and shot.
What
A
time
lot
year
of
is it?
civilians. Time of year.
Is winter coming?
Okay, just
It
making sure
is
that
about mid-spring.
just making sure that the food could be at least regrown in this type of year.
It
time
can
of
be
year.
regrown. The plants that were planted were winter crops. So, like a bunch of wheat and barley, things of that nature.
It's not going to be harvest time for a while. They got a little bit of time to replenish.
Yeah, they're gonna need help from another town or something
No,
for a little bit.
we came up here looking for work, didn't we?
Yeah.
Umbriel has taken it upon herself to help what healers are left within the town, take care of the wounded soldiers, and put those to rest that could not be saved.
While everybody's helping the town, Vivi's just looking over the corpses, like kicks over like the head of the corpse of like one of the Hobbs.
What's the name of the? I'll turn to the elven woman that we rescued and say, "I don't believe we caught your name."
Ah, sorry. Where are my manners? Elvara. Yalara. Pleasure to meet
Alvara Yalara.
Mhm.
I mean, hang on, I've got to write that down.
I'm gonna call you Yo-Yo. Your name was too complicated.
That's fine. I don't really mind. Here, I'll put the spelling in the chat for you.
Elvara's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yalara. Okay. Where have I heard the
Mass Effect.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, I'm a big Mass Effect fan. I'm like, that's a very familiar name, but I can't place it.
The woman whose fans we reattached. I went out to the outskirts to go retrieve her and make sure she at least made it inside the walls.
She's already been retrieved
Oh.
by Umbriel, who has seen to her, and she's resting for now.
Okay. I will head back.
Isn't the name of the town, Yulan?
No, it
No.
is
And Saren.
There.
Saren. Sorry. I get the memory of a goldfish.
So
You're good.
Okay, names are rough.
Yeah.
especially
They
when
are.
you get to all of the names.
Mm-hmm.
I assume we can at least be expecting free room and board for the night.
And she turns around. Well, that's not exactly up to me. You'll have to take that up with William.
Vivi, don't be rude.
Not being
But-
rude.
For your help, I can offer what little bit of gold I have left to a name that hasn't been stolen.
So there were goblins that got away.
Yes. Quite a few hobgoblins left. Those were the ones who were staying back to kind of finish up the work.
Gotcha. Interesting.
This town seems like it's been around for a decent bit, from judging by the walls and what systems you had on. Can't have been undefended.
No, this town is actually rather old. My ancestors built it a very long time ago as a kind of fort, I guess you could call it. I don't really know, but and she just kind of sits there for a minute and gets lost in thought. Oh, I'm sorry. I drift off sometimes. Bad habit.
Been through a lot today, it's understandable.
Are
What are
you
you? Sorry, I won't interrupt.
are you planning to stay for a while then? I have sent out word to other towns within the kingdoms in the Confederacy. I was hoping for more support than you, but I'll take what I can get. No offense.
I'm gonna look at the others. We just kind of all met up on the road. Most of us were coming here looking for work of some kind. I heard tell of a troll problem, and I think we met the troll problem.
Well, wasn't a troll problem, more of a goblin problem, but I
Were there
could.
trolls in the assault group, or were those like hobgoblins?
Those
were
were
hobs.
hobgoblins.
We had goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears.
Bugbears. That's what it was. It's been too long.
I mean,
all right, so
bugbears,
yeah, no,
trolls, basically the same thing.
we think
Offense.
we'll catch a bullet.
Vivi puts her right boot on the hobgoblin's head to turn it over to get a good look at the ear. What are you going to do with the bodies?
Okay. Maybe suspiciously.
Bury them?
Vivi's going to
I-
kneel down with her dagger and cut off the ear of the hobgoblin and drop it into her component pouch.
Oh, okay. The way you were flirting with him earlier, I thought you were gonna go over a way different line, and I'm gonna
No,
let go.
I don't. I can't risk anything yet. No.
Right.
I'm gonna let you do your thing over there. Then.
I assume
You're
I got the ear.
welcome
Nick got my
to
joke.
them.
Yeah.
She looks confused and slightly worried.
Vivi holds up the ear before she drops it into her component pouch. I got what I want. And then follows Doza to the bar.
Right.
Well, sounds like you are in the need for mercenaries.
Mercenaries, professional soldiers, wayward souls looking for a job. I'll take what I can get.
I don't know about the others, but Dozen and I were on the road just trying to make a little bit of coin. He's got his axe, I got my rifle. Usually I'm in the bounty retrieval business, but skill set translates well.
I can make a bounty rather quickly. I'll tell you what. Why don't the lot of you go over to William's bar? It's just over there. And she points to... Hop back to roll 20. This building over here.
Hang on. Gotta check my look when I see it.
Oh, is that the bar? I thought this was the bar.
Yeah. No, he's over here.
The roof, which was once shingled and wooden, has been replaced with thatch, which has also been burnt now.
But at least it's not burnt down.
So it's like the shawarma scene at the end of Avengers.
Sure. I need a bit to kind of gather my thoughts, collect my men, make accounts for civilians lost.
We'll be around.
One rule that I need to make very prominent, she points to the old mossed cobblestone wizard's tower. Do not go in there.
I don't wanna. It's fine.
Well,
It's fine.
the men we've sent in haven't come out.
Now there's a story there.
This makes me want to go in
It's-
there more.
Do you know
Old.
what's up there?
Ancient magic, and I don't trust it. Now, obviously, you can do what you want. It's more of a guideline than anything.
Well, I don't feel like getting disintegrated. Stay clear of it.
Okay.
I mean, you do what you want, Music Man. I would advise against it.
Yes. Anyways, it's late. I'm pretty sure you are all tired. Come see me in the morning, and we will discuss pay and jobs. And at this time, you see a about 5'8", 5'9", very beautiful man with a short brown mohawk walk up. He is wearing full plate and has a halberd he's using kind of as a walking stick. I told you this was a bad fucking idea. You never listen, do ya? And they go off and you just hear arguing and cursing.
Bad idea. Does that mean that makes it sound like they incited something?
What do you think they meant by bad idea?
No.
Are you
way.
guys with us right now or no?
I'm gonna
think
head
we-
over to the bar.
Okay. I was just wondering where we were in relevance. I think we're in the bar.
Yeah. So,
I'm in the kitchen.
at the
Oh.
bar, when you guys come in, you see a shorter half-orc, about 5'5", short, wavy, auburn hair that has begun to gray at the ends, with black eyes and light pink skin. He kind of looks over the bar. I take it, the fighting's done?
Fighting's done for now.
Yep, we killed them all.
Oh, thank God.
Woo!
I was worried there for a minute. Anyways, how can I help you? Fine, gentlemen.
And lady. Well,
It's fine.
And
such as it is.
apologies.
Lady is a loose term.
Two ladies,
Ambriel is not here.
It's hard to tell.
but she's at least there.
Just an ale.
Righto. He kind of takes out a few tankards and just pours ale in all of them. Here you are.
How much?
You came and saved the town. It's on the house.
Well, I see. Thank you.
Mr. Halford, where's your potatoes?
In the kitchen. By the way, welcome to the Gullible Lychee.
You guys are gonna keep hearing cabinets, keep opening and closing until he comes to tell me where the potatoes are so I can finish his stew.
do you fancy yourself a cook?
I cook well.
I will take your word for it. I'm gonna find a little bit of unoccupied bar space, put my pistol out, and start fixing it.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys would have noticed a giant iron pot on the back of Dozin.
Go ahead and make a check with your Tinker's tools.
Tinker's tools, alright.
Dozen's backpack is a pot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I see him sit down tinkering on his gun, I'm going to walk over, place 4 candles on the table next to him so I can just watch him while he's doing the gun, and I'm going to prepare to summon my pet that got exploded that I remembered from the last session.
What you doing over there, Vivi?
I gotta get my owl back.
That's interesting. Alright. Do this. Dexterity.
Bellis is gonna
18.
go over.
Okay. It doesn't take you long. The bullet just jammed in the chamber, and you managed to pry it out and clear the barrel and fix it.
Right as rain.
Seeing everybody tinkering with various things, both mechanical and magical, Bellis is just gonna go over to a corner and start like tuning his nickel harp, just to keep himself busy and feel like he's included.
What is that instrument you got there, Music Man?
This is a nickel harpa. It's from overseas. It's a strange instrument. It sounds almost like a mix between a bagpipe and a violin. It's beautiful, haunting, engaging.
Well, I know about bagpipes. Don't think I've ever heard of violin before. But
I'll go
looks
ahead
interesting at least.
and once it's tuned, I'll go ahead and play. Wish I actually had one to play. It's like fun, but I don't.
Right?
And they're expensive.
They are expensive. Dozin.
Yeah.
William comes back in the kitchen, points out ingredients to you and where everything is. Well, I'd say make yourself at home, but it seems you've already done so.
Everyone's hungry. Look
Right.
at them. Look at them.
Kind of looks out.
Do you see them? Do you see the hunger? And then
Yes.
Dozen's stomach's gonna growl. And here. And there. Everyone's hungry.
Vivi turns around from a ritual. We are very hungry.
And I'm making enough. If you tell people, I'll make some stew for everyone. Just tell them to come, and then goes back into his pot.
I'll pay for any ingredients my friend uses.
Oh, it's quite alright, quite alright. I prefer to have a bar than not.
That is true. I appreciate the gratitude. It's nice.
Yes, indeed. And he kind of fiddles with his fingers nervously. Is there anything else I could get for you?
Try this. Need more salt?
Takes it.
I actually have proficiency in cooking stuff.
Roll for it.
What do you want me to roll?
Wisdom.
Okay. It's gonna be great. That's not bad. That's 9. With my +0 modifier.
He grabs some spices from the cabinet. But this, much more salt. There, that should do it. So, it seems you all have had quite the adventure. stay.
Interesting first start in town.
Indeed. I will say, you are welcome to stay in a room for the night, but if you stay longer than that, I request that you pay, please.
Understandable. Can you tell us a little bit about if you guys had a history with these goblinoids before?
Well, we've only been here maybe a year on and off, but every time we come to this downtown and bring what little men are still loyal to Alvara, we lose more than we bring.
To this town. Oh, I'm putting it together. This place was a fort, Alvara said. And so was it just unoccupied until a year ago?
Yes. It has been abandoned since the fall of the former kingdom that used to inhabit the Great Swamp, the Sillen Marshes. I don't know much about it. Alvara.
Do I know anything about it?
Make a history check for me. You know that there are a great number of elven ruins within the Sillen Marshes, but you've never been quite able to piece together if they were just towns that popped up here and there, or if it was an actual kingdom. With this information, you kind of put the pieces together that, yeah, kingdom makes sense.
Are the marshes where I'm from? Is that the local
Yes.
swamp? Okay.
So you guys have been hounded by goblins for on and off for a year?
Yes. 2 war legions came together, I think. That's what they're called. War legions? I don't know. I'm not a fighter. I just enjoy bartending and cooking myself. But I'm talking too much. Anyways.
You've got a big day.
They formed this massive war band with lesser actual goblins and have taken over several tribes of bugbears, or so I've heard, and are on the march. And so far, they have taken what towns have formed within the marshes themselves, and they are starting to progress this way. We have been trying to hold them off, and Alvara seems determined to restore the kingdom to its former glory.
She's some sort of noble?
That sheepishly looks. You don't know. She's a princess.
Get out of town. Of the kingdom that used to be here?
Yes, she is the last. She has no family. And her eldest brother died trying to wrestle their castle back from Argarin the Dread.
Have I ever heard of Argarin the Dread?
Make a history check?
Probably wouldn't have, but I'll see. Let's see. History, not the greatest at that, but maybe if they can get lucky. 7.
No.
I miss being 7. With his plus 10 to history check. No.
Vivi.
Stab at it.
Oh yeah, let the bard actually do the bard stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make a history check, go ahead.
You got this. I believe in you.
Nope.
No. This is a new one even for you.
Rolled
You
the
heard
exact
those
same
spells?
thing. Can't say that I have.
Vivi, you have heard rumor of Argaren the Dread for several disappearances. It is rumored that it could either be a very powerful dark wizard or a dragon.
Or a dragon that can turn into a wizard.
Or a wizard that can turn into a dragon. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive.
However, you know the area that has the most disappearances. It is... Let me move you guys over to this real quick.
Move everybody off on the map so we can see your ping.
Right there.
Oh, that's far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me put this down in my notes. Under enemies. What's the dude's name? Something the Dread?
Argaren.
The Dread.
While we're here, Josh, can you replace Kaporos token with a new one? Just so we don't have to deal with it when loading into a different map. There you go. Thank you. So cute.
I'm gonna
There you
look
go.
at the others
Keep
and be
controlling.
like,
Yep.
what, So, we're kind of all in the same boat, aren't we? We're all looking for work. Are
We're in a
you,
bar.
Yes, we're all in the same bar. Are you guys planning on sticking around in town?
Well, I was hoping to give a performance. Apparently, there's nobody around. So, probably going to move on soon.
I will
But-
say that it's promising. We might be able to find a job to go hunt down where these hobgoblins are coming from. Or
Couldn't make it.
other problems the town is having.
I'm more of a lone tracker, not exactly a, soldier of fortune. But, I mean, gold is gold. Oh, thanks, Dozen.
If I could help people, I want to help people.
It's a noble sentiment. I think 5. Well, I guess we'd have to ask Ambriel. But I think 5 extra people might not
At
be
the
able to-
mention of her name, you see the doors open, and in comes Umbriel. Her clothes are stained with mud and blood, and she looks tired.
I hand her a bowl.
She just takes it, nods, sits down, begins to eat.
Welcome to the party. You look how I feel.
They've been gracious enough to give us some free rooms for the night.
Ah. Well, good night. And she walks upstairs.
I'll eat out. Back to the topic at hand. This Dread guy. There's stories about him being a wizard or something like that, but it wouldn't. The more logical conclusion that I like to believe is that he's a dragon. Because he travels around so much and these disappearances are so clean, no bodies.
Clean. I mean, you think this guy's just been eating people?
Either that or even if a dragon doesn't eat somebody, if they might have access to magic or something, I don't know how they work.
If you don't know, I'm sure as you don't know.
Out
Well,
of the
we-
realm
we
of my
oughta-
knowledge.
Yeah, we ought to do exactly what, we ought to see what Alvara wants from us in the morning, see if it's an offer we ought to take.
I think sleep Sleep is nice.
Sleep is nice.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Sleep is nice. I'll be down in the town for a couple of hours before you guys wake up, just so you know I don't sleep as long as you guys.
That's fine. I'm gonna ask, was it William, the bartender? Oh, never mind.
Sounds
Okay. So, where we leave off?
I wanted to ask the bartender about the man in the plate mail with the halberd.
Righto.
Have you ever heard of the guy that matches this description? We saw him walking off with the princess earlier, and kind of stuck out like a sore thumb.
Sorry you had to meet Barda. He's-
Is he a human DM?
no, he's an ASMR.
Ooh, oh, that you. Okay. Yeah, he seemed a little perturbed.
He is very vocal about not wanting to be here, claiming it to be a waste of good men and women who could be used elsewhere fighting Stonehaven, particularly.
What?
And
What is the strategic significance of this fort? Why is it here?
are you asking the barkeep?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Just rudely interrupting this conversation, because Vivi would do it.
I'm not the one to ask. You would probably want to ask Barda or the princess.
I'll ask her.
It seemed like they needed some space to work something out, but
He is very, very vocal about not wanting to be here and claiming that Alvara does not have what it takes to lead a small band of people, much less a kingdom.
so what, is he a mercenary or something, or is he
Professional
here
soldier, retired. From what I understand, he was part of the Winged Knight division for the High Elven Kingdom.
Winged knight? Where they have wings or something?
Mostly winged elves, yes, but a few ASMR do sometimes join ranks.
Interesting. Weren't too many winged elves where I'm from. That is interesting.
They are far and in between, however, most of them do exist within the High Elven Kingdom. Sorry, my nose is itching. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bark. You've been real nice to us, and hopefully we'll be out of your hair by tomorrow morning. Maybe your princess will have a job for us. If not, we'll probably be moving on up the road.
I will ask if you could help Alvara. I would much like to see that. She's a good woman. Has been a friend of mine for a very long time. I know I'm getting older and my fighting days have long since passed. I don't have much time left here. She needs more friends than an old orc.
Why is it so important that this new Elven Kingdom or Old Elven Kingdom be reestablished? Aren't there plenty of Elven Kingdoms under the Confederacy?
Right now there are 2 working on 3. But it is the Eastern Elven Kingdom that was the most powerful. They fell to ruin many centuries ago. but if we could get a foothold on the eastern shores, we could make a counterattack against Stonehaven and hopefully bring this war to an abrupt end before further damage is done.
Over at Viv, there's your strategic significance.
Well, I'm not a soldier. Although, an end to the war would make a bit easier on travel.
Man, I was there when that stupid war started. I would love to be there when it ends.
I'm terribly sorry. You must have been quite young.
Yeah, I was 11, 12 when the war came to... Well, when the temporary peace was broken. But, it'd be nice if it cooled off a bit.
Here's to hope of peace, then. He kind of raises a small toast.
On a large scale. I'll drink.
Anyways, I will show you to your rooms if you like. He leads you all upstairs. Each of you have a separate room, as there are no patrons in his inn.
Excellent. Yes.
Poor guy. Low
Ouch.
business.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
Of course I'm getting a phone call.
Okay.
He's just casting, sending.
Yeah,
That's totally what's going on.
That's good. He's casting sending.
that was more than
Well,
25 words.
A sending spell from a telemarketer.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to break immersion for a moment. I got this wristwatch on Vivi that last week. Talk. A wristwatch. Oh, a bracelet of sending.
Bracelet of sending.
There
Oh.
you go.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Mhm.
Balem's working on it.
Where did we leave off?
We are going to sleep.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Okay.
You guys lay down for the evening, and rest comes to you. Some harder than others, some easier than others, such as Dozin, who passes out immediately.
Yeah, there's still a bowl in my hand.
That's about right.
Morning finds you. You all come down to a nice hearty breakfast that has been laid out for you by William. He greets you all. Ah, good morning. I hope
Morning.
that you found a good night's rest.
Took a bit, but found it. Thank you for asking.
Well, I have taken the liberty of preparing a small breakfast for you all. There is some eggs and bacon, as well as some fruits if you'd like.
Are these presented on the tables already?
They are.
Vivi's owl is going to jump down and go after her plate. Vivi's just going to walk up behind the owl and just backhand it off the table and sit down.
Roll 1d4 damage.
Kills the owl.
Don't let your creature get your breakfast, Morticia.
4k4.
My melee damage is actually -1.
I am aware he was trying to avoid it, though.
Yeah.
-1. You actually heal your owl by hitting.
Slapping it across the face. Live, damn it, live!
That's all I gotta do. Is
Stop
when somebody's
spanking your owl!
When somebody's unconscious, I just. The power of my hatred compels you.
Right, well, okay. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You got some foul issues.
Indeed.
Oh! Ow! That one hurt. I'm going
Just
back
like-
to bed to sleep that one off.
And
Sorry for
just
the
like,
psychic damage.
and just like that, my owl pops because of vicious mockery.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
What about you, Mr. Fancy Pants? You having a good night's sleep? I'll ask Bellis.
Well, for the most part, I seem to be okay. Don't think there's any scarring.
Yeah, you and Dozen both got a little roughed up yesterday. I want to make sure you guys are right as rain.
Bugbears are no joke.
No, they're not. First time I've seen one. Usually, I'm hunting down like people who skipped out on their debts, not, invading goblinoids.
I suppose. Gotta branch out sometime.
Yeah, well, that's the point of this little road trip for me, is finding new places to expand the business.
You guys talk too much when you're supposed to be eating. And if he's gonna chuck her last piece of bacon over to her, I'll walk outside because she finished.
Not one to mince words, is she?
I probably shouldn't talk as much as I do. As many non-dwarves is interesting talking to. Spent the last couple of years primarily around dwarves, so it's a refreshing change of culture.
Yeah, I spent most
no
of.
offense, Dozen, but it's different.
What? Just face full of bacon.
Got a steak on the eye.
You broke up now.
Well, I was saying that most of my time was spent at sea before I decided to come in and do some exploring, learn some stories. Maybe forge my own name.
Bellis, the bugbear slayer.
Yeah, a bit of a ring to it, but I'm off for grander things.
Aiming higher than bugbears?
Yeah.
Two bugbears?
Can't fall down. Two bugbears. Dozen, that would be making it. That would be your name in lights. Getting 2 bugbears.
Did we already do that?
Yes.
I know I
guess
definitely
we made it, boys. Time to pack it up and take it back to the city.
I know I mocked at least 2 to their deaths.
That was impressive. I've never seen a man mock a creature to death before. That was something.
Words
it's
hurt.
A little bit more interesting than my method, but
I don't know. A loud clap of thunder and a tiny ball of metal. That seems pretty impressive.
You should see what my boss uses. I've got a fun little design I'm cooking up for. Well, here, I'll show you. It's not too complicated. Even I can understand it. I'll take out a little bit of parchment I've been playing with designs for a blunderbuss on it. Now, this sucker.
Like you turned a rocket around on its ass and are shooting metal out the back of it.
What's a rocket?
It's a fireworks. Small
Like
contained explosive.
Okay, now that I understand.
They used them a couple of times in shows. They're expensive, but well worth the effect.
See, that's the key, is that these fun little toys are, they can get costly if you don't know how to scrap them together on a budget, which that's been half of my thing, is finding bits of scrap metal and whatnot that I can cobble together into bullets and black powder for this sucker. But this design, you see the long one I got on my back and the short one I have on my hip, those are more for mid to long range solutions. This design on my parchment, this is for clearing a room, 5-10 feet away from him.
Oh, so not okay. I think I get it. Again, I can't.
You ever seen grape shot on one of those ships?
Yep. Had to load a couple of cannons.
It's like having a. I've heard of Kanzang. I've never actually seen one, but I've heard the theory behind it is insane. It's all black powder. This design will shoot shrapnel the same way that grape shot does for tearing up sails. This will tear up soft targets in closer quarters than the rifle or the pistol will be suited for.
So you don't much care whether or not it's round, just as long as it's hard. So you could probably fire off rocks if you needed.
If I really needed to. You get inventive when you're coming up with ammunition for these things. So, yeah, I haven't found a design that'll quite work yet. Next time I get somewhere with a decent marketplace I had my hopes up about this town, but obviously commerce is a little thin around here.
I'm not much of a tinkerer myself. I could probably do something with it, but I know not. Let's just say I got the looks in the family.
I understand that. You're you're an elf, so that's how that goes. I'm half a one. So I gotta use my noggin.
Half is good enough.
So they say. We should probably round ourselves up after breakfast and go see what the princess wants.
So, all of you kind of make your way towards the remnants of the town hall. And there you see Alvara standing outside and in very fancy armor. Like, it's gilded. It looks golden, but you can tell that it's actually steel that she's wearing. And she has a longsword strapped to her hip and a longbow slung over her back with a quiver about 20 arrows in it. And she looks over at you. Ah! Hello! Fancy meeting you here.
You look like you're about to go hunting.
I mean, of sorts. I've been told that I need to lead from the front like a true warrior, she says very sarcastically.
Who says this?
That would be, the captain of our guard, Barda.
He would be wrong.
Well, does Captain the Guard care if you get an arrow in the face? Because leading from the front's a real good way to catch one.
Well, I think he would care if I caught an arrow to the face, but it would further his goals.
Put a damper on your ability to lead. We had a good day yesterday cleaning those folks out. I wondered if you had a job for us.
Actually, I do. She pulls out a piece of parchment from her satchel. A bounty, since you said you like those. For the leaders of the Iron Fangs.
And who those be?
Have I heard any stories about them?
You have heard random stories. They are two brother twin hobgoblins who went off, formed their own legions, and then came back together.
Okay.
They have been ravaging this side of the coast for the past 10 years. They have taken many towns, some by force, some not. But since they've started incorporating lesser goblins and bugbears into their ranks, all forms of peace talks have ended, and they have just been conquering.
Okay. I suppose.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I suppose when you have enough numbers, it makes you one bold.
I guess so. Something about their god demanding war. Nonsense, I think.
Top goblins in the area.
Well, I need scouts, and I do not have the men to make of scouts. If you would, I would like for you to go into the swamp and see what you can find. I know that there is a old fort that has been captured there. I would like to retake it. However, I do not have the men to retake it. So a small strike force to sow chaos, cause problems, be a thorn in the side, if you will, would be perfect. I believe you could do that rather well.
We look over at Bellis and be like, well, you wanted to step up from bugbears.
If it's chaos you want, I can do chaos.
Dozin, this would help a lot of innocent people.
I'm in.
And there's probably going to be a lot of death.
You don't
and
have to
dying.
convince me. Hold your hot air.
I'll take the parchment. How much does it say that the bounty's for?
The parchment.
So, the job that you guys are being sent on is going to be, let's put it at 10 gold pieces per head.
Any hits?
Yes.
Those two specific heads.
Well,
Right, center of mass targets then.
I do not believe you'll be able to actually get to the warlords, but if you do, I will put their heads at 1,000 apiece.
Well, if you hit a tree hard enough, stuff falls down.
1,000 apiece.
I recommend just staying to the outskirts. Hit the flanks, like I said, sow chaos. Interrupt supply chains. Poison water sources.
Would Vivi have a detailed map of the swamp? Because she
Yes.
travels in it a lot? Okay. Can you mark? She'll pull out a wrinkled piece of, probably leather, probably snake leather. That's just got like a map on it. Like the inside part of the leather. Like, it's got like snake scales on the backside, and then on the inside part, there's a map.
She takes out a quill. I know there's a location here, here, another here, a town here that they have made their slaves some time ago. That is all I know.
And which is the one that you wanted us to take, or all of these are up for games?
Well, they're all up for game, but
Okay.
I will let you decide which one you want to go after first. I will say the fort is probably the closest. And may not be the easiest, but you hit the command unit, and the rest scatter. Well, so I've been told. Barda was very insistent on taking that fort.
Vivi will hand the marked roll of skin to Cal. Figure out where you want to go.
Why me?
Because I don't know
Fine,
which
man.
one would be the best.
I mean, I got a little experience with scrapping, approaching problems from a unique point of view, but I'm not a soldier. I'll look at Bellis and Doze and I'll be like, either you guys have any objections to everything going the way it's been going?
Well, there's not much for me to earn a name for myself here. I think storming a base and causing chaos could be fun.
Who knows? You might even get a song out of it.
Maybe.
Like we hit them from the right and we hit them from the left and we... You know I'm not so good at the music stuff. Why don't I leave that to you?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I tried to be a bard once. I kept trying to rhyme things with entropy.
Try orange next time. I hear it's easier.
Thanks.
Goth metal is out of fad right now.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm well suited for long distance engagement, so let me look at the map. DM, what are the pros and cons of the locations that we want to hit?
So, pros and cons of the fort. It is very difficult to approach as it is in the middle of a marsh. However, there are slow moving. You're gonna have to take your time. Possible gators, snakes, other critters that are gonna be there. I'm southern, okay? Leave me alone.
Man, I live in Virginia.
And the fort, there's a small description that the walls have been ruined for quite some time and are probably reinforced with wood palisades, if anything, and could be easily infiltrated.
I could run a distraction while you on one side while you run in on the other.
Ooh, that is mighty possible. We should get Umbriel on this as well, just to patch us up, you know, if we get
Agreed.
Torn up.
Just out of game, DM. Are we? How far into this do we want to get before we call it and wait for Melissa to come back?
Probably,
I would
probably once you guys start leaving the town.
Okay.
So
That's-
We have a little bit to prep, though, right?
I just wanted to get a feel for it, figure out where we're going, and then because I feel bad making all these decisions without Melissa's input. But then also it would be really nice not to have to storm a castle without our cleric.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you guys storm a castle without your cleric. You're good.
Okay, appreciate it.
Dozen, do you have any ideas? Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I don't know. Just pointing out where we're going.
Okay.
All I do is cut down
My
trees
way.
and defend people.
That's a simplistic worldview. I like it.
Works for him. Right, well, we should probably prepare.
Is there a place we can get provisions, healing potions, that kind of thing?
Right. Let's see here. I don't know if he's still alive, but Ferdel runs a general store just over there. You could probably find a few potions, food if you need be, clean water.
Do you happen to have a blacksmith still alive?
Unfortunately, he has been put to rest.
Not a problem.
However, his forge is still available if any of you know how to use it.
Just need to make some more bullets and take care of my armaments.
I will say if you go to his forge, pay your respects to his family.
Certainly. About the rest of you guys, you need any time to think about this? I mean, attacking that fort's going to be an interesting conundrum. Maybe we could talk about ways to navigate through the swamp, see if there's any ideal way to do that.
How deep is the swamp? I've heard tell that some tribes use rafts in kind of boggy, swampy areas if there's lots of water.
I was just about to say,
If you
DM,
would know.
do I have a boat somewhere?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It is a boat.
It's just a piece of wood with some sides. I have a
There
way
you
of
go.
navigating the swamp. We'll be fine.
Alright.
I think our biggest challenge is going to be once we get there.
We should talk tactics.
Like I said, I can cause a distraction, at least get their attention to one side while you guys approach from the other. Once we engage, though, that's where we're going to be a little tricky.
Well, we don't know how many of them are there, do we?
No, that's
And
the
how
problem.
dangerous they are individually. Either.
I mean, if we're fighting the same sorts that we fought yesterday, that's not not the worst thing in the world. We could probably handle, 5 apiece before we get overwhelmed. But we really should engage at a distance. Bellis, do you have a bow or a crossbow or something?
Don't actually do mine.
Any sort of distance weapon?
Just put an arrow in your instrument strings. And just pull back really hard.
I give him a very
That's not
scathing
Dozen.
look.
That's Nick. Dozen wouldn't be that creative.
Okay.
Dozen, you fire magic whatchamacallits from your axe, don't you?
Yeah, I can shoot some doohickeys.
I have very, very, very good words.
I know mold earth says specifically dirt and stone. Can you use it on mud?
I would say yes,
It's dirt.
because it's
Yeah, dirt enough.
still technically dirt.
Okay.
It would probably work in a little bit less of a area.
Just leaves clean water behind.
It's only 5 foot, anyways. I was just curious.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
I wanted to know if I was able to use it in the swamp.
Yeah, probably.
I can yell mean things at them, and that usually works.
If I didn't see what happened yesterday, I wouldn't believe you, but I did, so I do.
As you should.
My effective range is about 100 feet, 120.
Let me check my scope real quick. I've got on my rifle, this sucker works about 120 feet is about where I'm comfy shooting from as well. So we could. Do you have any long distance
Oops.
magical whatsits, Vivi?
I just said I'm comfortable at about 120 feet, 100 feet.
Apparently, so is Dozen.
Reliable stuff. I know wizardy types, I don't know too much about it, but run out of magic eventually and stuff. But if you got reliable, firepower to put down range, as it were, then we could, Vivi and I could catch him at what's called enfilading fire, I think.
Vivi, to assure him, lifts up her right hand and a black mage hand comes off and just flies off into the sky.
Oh. You can do that at 120 feet reliably?
Can't pick stuff up like other wizards, though.
Well,
Is that chill touch?
It is chill touch.
if you gotta reach out and touch somebody, I figure that's a good way to do it. So me, Dozen, are you more comfortable at range or up close with that tree whacker of yours?
I'd rather be up in their face,
That
but I can hit
actually
them from
works
far
out.
away. And when I hit them, they come closer.
We could pick you up a crossbow too, Desmond.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay.
What
I
we
shot
need
one
to
of
do
those once and I hit my back.
How?
I don't know.
I kind of want to know.
Never mind. So what we do is, Vivi and I can catch him in an enfilading fire. We need to draw him into one location. If one of the walls of the fort is out, they all come through that wall because of something Bellis says that maybe they take exception to.
I
we
will
draw the kill field.
Well, if there's anyone on a wall, I could pull them off the wall.
That is also a very fine option. If you charge us, they run straight into Dozen and Umbriel.
I will amend my preferred range, though. My preferred range is about 90, 60 feet.
That's fine. We can get closer. Nobody can run up on us at 90 feet, in the span of time that it would take me to reload.
It would take me a day to run that far. I got little legs.
Tiny arms, big
Mhm.
head.
I don't think this plan was fully thought through.
Okay.
Dwarves are just T-Rexes, guys.
Put that on a t-shirt. Sounds
Dwarves are just T-Rexes with beards.
sounds like we got a decent plan, but we should also have a plan. What if 50 of them come running out?
We run.
Well, we should have a plan of like, when we get there, we should,
What we
have
could
a
do.
meeting place, whatever.
What we could do is we could pick up a lot of rope and set traps around between us and the keep. So if they do come running at us, keep it under water level. This is how I get other people to stop following me when I'm in the swamp. Is I put a rope slightly under water level and they'll run towards us and they'll trip into the mud. And most people, if you get your head stuck in the mud, you'll actually suffocate because of the suction.
Right. Well,
She kind of chuckles a bit.
a couple of rope traps might not go amiss. These people are trying to kill us. We could definitely do that if you're able to do that unseen beforehand. Before we poke the hornet's nest, we could set up a couple traps.
What's our timeline on this? How long can we spend preparing?
Should we hit these guys at night or in the morning?
Can you guys see at night?
Of course.
I can't.
Well, I know you can, Bellas.
I think everyone is
We're
able
the
to.
same kind of people.
You are. That's right, you're human, aren't you?
Who?
Viv? Isn't Viv human?
No.
What elf?
Yeah. She's a Nari high elf.
Oh,
Hi,
right.
Elf. My bad.
She just doesn't look like a high elf because of how she is not
Right.
presented
She's
well.
a low high elf.
Gotcha. There's a lot of elves in our party. Makes sense, we're fighting for this side. Let me actually see my racials. Do half elves? Yes, I get dark vision. I'll be alright.
Yep. I have dark vision as well. And I'm pretty sure
Ambriel
does
too.
as well.
Not bad. Alright, so yeah, all of us can pretty much see in the dark, right?
But I'm pretty sure those green things can see in the dark as well.
Yeah. So it's not going to be a tactical advantage. It's mostly going to be if they're sleeping and we wake them up, they're not going to be terrifically happy about getting woken up maybe at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And also, unless it's a full moon out, we should have the advantage of darkness. It's going to be
Well-
difficult for us to navigate as well.
I'm going to say that I've dealt with hobgoblins and goblins my entire life, most likely. I assume I have because they're in the swamp, right? No?
That's a DM question. Okay. With
Which
cheese
one?
steak. Cheesy breadstick.
I got it. More important.
Most important.
It is. I understand.
All I'm saying is that while we are there, I can provide some dancing lights that just may or may not resemble some will-o-wisps.
I mean, that would work. I just wanted to make you guys aware that goblins and hobgoblins can see just as well in the dark as we can.
Yes. But I'm hoping that if we do go at night, I can provide enough of distraction. Keep their eyes into the woods away from you.
If we... Yeah, I don't know, I can't do this, but if somebody casts light on a bunch of rocks and tosses them over that yonder, then they would be illuminated and we would still be in the darkness.
All I've got is this, and I make my 5 little orbs of light.
I mean,
Make
you
it cheap.
chuck them that way and they can't do the same to us, we at least have that advantage.
We would have to ask Ambriel if she actually has a light ability.
Is she going with us?
I'm pretty sure. It'd be nice if she did.
We should ask.
I think she's still sleeping in.
She's
She had a rough
standing
day
behind
today.
you.
Ah!
I think she's still
Ah.
sleeping in.
She's still asleep. But it's Yeah, she had a rough afternoon.
If we set the traps far enough that we can't see the base, we could always run past them later and leave a mark so we know where they are.
It's hard to run in a swamp, though, so we'd have to be sure.
Great.
Now, here's a question: if we set the lines low enough, couldn't your boat float over them?
Yeah. That's how I normally do it. I normally set it from boat.
Okay.
You
So-
tie them to roots of a tree, because the roots go underneath the swamp. And you just tie them, and then...
So our
Do you
best
think
option
we-
is to meet up at the boat.
Do you think we'd be quiet enough to stealth in there, kill the guards, and just slit everybody's throat while they sleep?
Probably not. I know the boat doesn't make any sound, but it's large.
The only problem with that idea is that if we fuck it up at all, we are then in the lion's den, with all of the lions awake.
That is true. And nothing ever goes according to plan the first time.
The only safe assumption is to assume that you are wrong. Then if you assume you're wrong and you're right, you're right. If you assume you're wrong and you're wrong, you're right.
I'll
There's
ask,
too many
can you
words.
take on somebody else's appearance, like as a bard?
I think I've got that spell. Yes, and I'll look like Vivi.
Can you look like a hobgoblin?
Let's find out, and I'll change to look like a hobgoblin.
Let's go buy some poison.
How about where are the bodies of those hobgoblins, by the way?
Do you speak Goblinoid?
That is a good question. I don't think so.
The bodies of the goblins have been buried.
Did they recover their gear, or did they just bury them?
Oh no, they took the gear they had, their long swords, their breastplates, chainmail, shields, anything they had that was worth value, they took.
Okay.
Even if they weren't like for like wearing, they might still have them at the blacksmith to be melted down or something.
So let's go harvest a costume. I'm good with disguises.
Oh, that's right.
I know.
No, I forgot. I was gonna wear my shields from now on.
Because I was thinking if we could just walk in there and then walk out and just poison their drinks, their drink supply, they'll
If
be gone in
nothing
a
else-
week.
If nothing else, we can make it much more difficult for them to fight if we can poison them.
How are they getting supplies? There must be supply lines, convoys. If we
Or they're
can't
or
take
they're
a
waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, if they're raiding for it, then they just had a very unsuccessful raid yesterday. So they
We
might
only
be
caught the
running
stragglers. Remember, we were told we only caught the stragglers. The
Yeah, we missed more.
main force just
Ah.
made off with the gold and the resources that they came here for. But that's okay. I think we're on to something here. I think a good plan would be to infiltrate. I'm definitely going to need an escape route. So that's
What if we... No, never mind. He just puts his head down.
What were you going to say?
It's like, what if we just tell them there's something here happening, so we make them leave their defense?
make it seem like the town was fully taken.
Or make it seem like the town just got more gold to replace what they lost?
We build a duplicate town right over there. And I point to an open field.
Well, if they're on their way here, we can jump the
I feel
people
like
on
we
their
saw
way.
Vivi thinks for a moment about, wouldn't that put the town in danger? Goes to open her mouth and then just like smiles. And
We
puts her
would
finger back
we
down.
would get them between that point. So we set up an ambush on their way here, where they think they're going to go into battle, and they battle before the battle.
That's all well and good, but then again, we are taking on their entire force.
Unless they don't send their entire force, because they already know we're weak.
I mean,
We're making a lot of assumptions there. I like Vivi's plan of poisoning and walking away. If nothing else, we can eliminate 1 or 2, weaken the remaining, and then go from there.
What we could do as well is we could grab a net and get an alligator and then just let it loose in the fort.
I would like to. I like that idea. I don't know why. I just like the idea of rampaging alligator in the fort. However, a different animal-based tactic would be have your familiar drop in a poison into the water supply.
Looks over at the owl. Do you think he can lift up the poison if he's working so hard to lift up himself?
If we give him a prize if he does it.
Give him enough motivation.
He might do it for a whole fish.
I could do that. I could give him a whole
Also,
fish.
We have not talked at all about what is in that wizard's tower.
Yeah, I was told not to go there.
I am purposely ignoring it because I'm very curious about it, and if I think about it too much, I'm gonna go in there.
Okay,
I'm going to.
Not to stir your curiosity too much, but yesterday when all the things were on fire, yeah, Bells, you can do that. Yesterday when everything was on fire, there was a flash of light over there, like somebody casting some magical, shenanigans.
DM,
and then it started raining.
have I heard about wizard strongholds?
You have?
Is that what I am looking at?
It very well could be.
Okay.
From the ladies who raised you,
I have 3 mothers, by the way.
How progressive.
As I just go play the Ladies of the Woods from frickin' Witcher 3.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Those are his moms.
Foreshadowing.
You would have saw a little circle on the map that said home.
It's difficult to pinpoint, but you can just barely see that faint arcane shimmer around the tower.
I mean, it's just a wizard who's holed up in there.
Probably, but maybe they'd be willing to lend a hand if we, I wouldn't say knock on their door, but maybe you could have your familiar drop them a note.
I mean,
Point of order in that regard, if they were willing to assist or able to assist, don't you think they would have protected the town?
well, he put out whoever it was put out the fires, so they at least want to preserve the buildings.
I mean,
Or the
just
fire
between
was too bright.
You, me, and the doorpost, I wouldn't be going out into the woods if we weren't getting paid. People need different incentives to do things.
Money is
Look,
good incentive.
Dozen, I see you looking at me. This is a war that these guys are fighting. You and me, we ain't soldiers. This is out of our area of expertise. You know, I hunt people. I don't fight wars.
True,
This is-
but there are people that need help, and if you have no towns and you don't get any bounties to hunt any of those people you like to hunt.
I would like to point out, you do now have a bounty. So,
Which is exactly why I'm doing this job. Is because somebody said this is a thing that is within your purview and your talents. You can do that. You can. I can go get heads of goblins and whatnot. But this is some large scale stuff, and we might want to incentivize the wizard. I don't know how. The wizard doesn't seem to want company or anything like that, but can't hurt to at least send him a paper airplane or paper glider, they call them.
During your sentence, Dozen already started walking off. I don't think you noticed because he's a little bit small, but she points over at the tower.
Justin's gonna go underneath the window of the tower and look up. Hello?
He does know that he already knows that whoever's in that tower knows that we're here.
Are you busy?
No response.
Hello?
He's just gonna slowly walk over to Dosan.
Oh boy.
Come to your balcony if you don't want me to knock on your door.
Doesn't.
Oh,
Nothing.
wants me to knock at the door.
Oh.
I would poke that door with a stick before I touch it with my hand, Dozen.
Do you knock on the door
With my axe.
with your axe?
Not aggressively, just
The blunt end.
tapping it.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Understood.
20.
Impressive.
Right?
You start to feel this pull. However, you just step back. You're good.
The door tried to pull me.
Vivi's
Okay,
going.
yeah, we should leave that alone. Bad idea.
Okay, I'll come back later tonight with Stu. Just starts going back downstairs.
We're assuming that he's even there.
Nope. The door wanted me there. It was weird.
There was somebody in that tower that did something to help the town yesterday. I don't know. I figured he might be useful.
Is there a door on the balcony?
There is.
Vivi's just gonna send up Kapora, and Kapora's gonna peck it.
Oh goodness.
So, Skipora flies up, pecks the door. The door's open.
The door's open.
You just made your dog think the door opened. Good job. That was
Girls,
impressive.
You said the doors
I'm
open. Your
impressed.
dog's like, really?
And now he's looking at the door like, liar, liar.
Buddy! It's enough!
How high up is it?
It's about 30 feet.
It's too high.
Is my owl still acting normal?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look through his eyes.
Okay. So, you go to look through the eyes of Kapora. He's kind of sitting there on the edge of the balcony. As you look inside, it is very dimly lit. It looks dusty, and the drapes look like they have almost molded and rotted away.
He's going to go just barely stick his head into the boundary of the tower, like looking in.
As he extends his neck and just barely looks into the room, the view changes. It is grand. It is very brightly lit. The tapestries and the curtains are all immaculate. Red and gold everywhere. Books on bookshelves by the dozens just encircle this room. There's a large crystal with several magnifying glasses laid over it, and a purple-clad individual sitting in a chair. He looks over. Oh, hello, little one. Holds out his hand.
He's gonna up onto his hand. This super fat tiny owl.
So,
Pudge ball of fluff.
it seems your master has a modicum of intelligence, which is more than I can say for the rest of this town. And the one who knocked on my door.
It's very true. It's very true.
I would like to have a conversation with her. And Vivi disappears.
I didn't do it.
Ooh, oh boy.
Was Vivi
Cal backs up
explaining
and
what
goes,
she saw?
She would have started talking, and then probably the last thing you heard was he was picking up the owl.
I have a Nerf pistol and I'm not afraid to defend myself from magical what's it.
and you are teleported inside the chamber that I just described.
I would like to point out that everything looks immaculate, and then you just got rags.
Ah, there's been a while since I've seen a swamp witch.
I don't like being teleported.
You want to take that?
Neither do I. However, I don't like people knocking on my door and disturbing my studies, yet here we are.
The door
What is
open.
it that you want?
My friends think that you can help us with our swamp situations.
Did I not put out the town on fire?
You
I
did.
believe I've helped enough already.
You did, and I agree. You've helped enough already. But we're going into the swamp to get Keeps back, and the princess. She kind of chuckles a bit at her own, like, just hatred for the word. Probably needs all the help she can get.
He kind of rolls his eyes. Very well.
Where
Let's
are
see.
the people that have gone missing in this tower? I'm just curious. I don't really care.
Oh, I've sent them to the plane of Acheron!
That's funny.
Do you want them back? They might still be alive, I don't know.
I mean, they might be useful for the town, but if they're just gonna knock on your door again. One sec, I'm gonna go tell my friends I'm okay. And she'll send the owl out with a little piece of parchment saying, I'm having a check now.
Oh.
I'm gonna write a note back. Do you want assistance?
The owl just looks at you like, you really want me to fly back up there?
I'm going to huck him up into the air. I will give him a boost.
Make an attack roll?
Sure.
Into the side of the tower,
I'm assuming I'm not proficient in owl, so I'll make it a
No.
dexterity.
Is Vivi proficient in owl?
No, no one's proficient at owl. Not even Kapora. He kinda almost hits the edge of the balcony, flaps his wings for a few seconds, and lands. And just, without turning his body, his head turns around and just glares.
Don't make me mock you, fat one.
And then goes into the tower. He's actually just the fiend embodiment of gluttony.
Just got lost on a summoning.
I've got a greater fiend here, and he's just
He's so mad.
I'm sorry, I ruined your story, didn't I, Josh?
No, you're good.
Okay. He'll hand me the note, and I'll be like, I thought it was cleared. She'll send another one that says, no, I'm fine. He doesn't like people.
I don't have time for this. And he snaps his fingers again.
Oh. As I kicked the owl out of the window because it wouldn't move. It's on the ground.
And all of you are teleported into the chamber.
And now the owl is just confused.
Book writing. Stories.
Hello.
Hi.
It is not so much of a pleasure to meet the rest of you. However, I was tired of the back and forth.
Sorry, that was me. I was really curious about the tower, and I was gonna come in here, but I was told I shouldn't, so I didn't.
That was-
Now I'm
To be
here, and
fair-
now there's stories, and I'm gonna write.
To be fair, it wouldn't have been so tedious if my owl wasn't fat.
That was you yesterday, wasn't it? With the rain?
Yes, indeed. I didn't want my tower burning down.
I wouldn't either.
Very nice of you.
So was the tower here first, or was the town here first?
That's a good question.
What does this guy look like? Is he an elf?
He is an elf. He is a elf with long silver hair and a little bit of crow's feet around his eyes, which is very uncommon for elves.
Is he a high elf?
He is.
Is he a Irani or whatever? However you pronounce it.
He would be what you call a moon elf, so his skin is pale.
Okay, I was wondering
With-
if he was the same type of elf as me.
Not
Feels
you.
good
He
to
is
know.
the same type of elf as Alvara.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now, that's an interesting connection. Sorry, back to the original question. Which came first, the tower or the egg? I'm sorry, the tower or the town?
Indeed, the Tower or the Egg. Good story, children's story, I believe.
I'm recording.
Let's see here. I started building my tower 12 centuries ago. The town was probably followed a century after that.
Okay, so the tower definitely came first.
12th centuries.
What drew the locals to you? Was it just the fact that the tower was here? Or
Well,
did you invite them?
I used to be a very kind individual, but it seems that people do not understand magic the way they used to. And they develop a bit of a hatred, would you say, for my antics, and decided they were going to burn my tower to the ground and force me out and execute me.
That's mean.
Needless to say that they are no longer on this plane.
That's
Okay,
mean.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Go ahead.
bigotry is an ugly thing. Trust me,
Um,
I can relate.
Indeed.
Why did you decide to build your tower here? I haven't heard my parents speak of you.
Ah, well, yes, you see, it's a pleasant view of the mountains, and I quite enjoy them. That's basically it.
Well, we don't want to waste your time. Look, there's some goblins that keep trying to burn this place to the ground. And since your tower might be in the crossfire, we were wondering if you had any help that you wanted to lend for that. You know, just chuck a giant fireball into the swamp or something to that effect.
Indeed. I thought that Alvara could handle them. It appears that...
That's funny. Her sergeant thinks that she should be on the front lines.
Oh, does he? Well, it seems that I'm going to have a talk about how they have been treating my niece.
Oh.
Called it. Just wanted to say that.
Vivi just breaks out in laughing at this bombshell. Just at the situation about him getting in trouble.
Does that make you royalty?
Oh, no, heavens no. I was disavowed of that some time ago.
I'm sure that probably is to your liking, though. From what I hear, nobility in court is annoying.
Oh, most indeed. Lots of fanfare and loud, annoying, drunk people that I prefer to stay away from.
And people always telling you what they the most insincere compliments you could ever possibly hear.
Ah, yes. And they do not like to be sent to other planes when they insult my intelligence. I wonder how
Little
that
on the
Duke's
extreme
doing.
side. But
Extreme?
Well, yeah, effective.
Ah, I like her. She understands.
Didn't even know there were other planes.
And he goes around looking at his books. Looks back at Vivi. Swamp Witch
Hey,
pulls down the book. Come here, child.
You're at the very least a witch.
I'll walk over.
Not an insult,
is
just a
this?
fact.
He hands you a book that is bound in black leather that has a skull of a human on it,
Oh,
embroidered in the leather. A book on necromancy for you. You look like you might enjoy it.
that. Nope. Not gonna argue with the wizard.
Anyways,
says it's a good read, Belops.
and he pulls out a scroll, puts a little paperweight on the end, and begins tracing arcane glyphs very quickly. and it flashes bright purple. And he rolls it up, seals it with wax, hands it to Vivi. Believe you'll know how to use this when the time is right.
What is the name for this?
It's Fireball.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's gonna take a good hefty Arcana check.
That's 3rd level. So it's the 13 you have to beat.
We'll take a decent Arcana check, if not.
Well, that is all I'm going to help you with. However, I would like you to do something for me.
Nothing's ever free.
What would you like?
I require a few crystals. Now, you can probably find these in the fort that Alvara sent you off to. Yes, I know everything.
Like this crystal? I do have a crystal in my backpack.
No.
I had to delete a bunch of stuff from my backpack because I still had the locked chest from the previous game.
These are magical crystals. You will... Actually... You, Bard, you might be able to identify them as well, but I doubt it.
He's about as good as me, give him credit.
Fair enough. They have this hum to them that us sensitive to the arcane can detect rather easily, I might add. I use them in rituals. And I am running low on my supply.
What do they do for your rituals?
They resonate with the magic.
I get that, but their purpose? Do they just make it stronger or quicker?
They make it stronger, and some make it quicker. Depends on how I use them.
How do you get these crystals? Do we have to mine them? Do you want us to, like... Are they just lying
Oh, no,
around?
they should be in a chest. I have heard there is a, individual there of an arcane nature. If you can call it that.
Good to know.
Do you want them not to have arcane nature anymore?
Oh yes, please. That would be most amusing.
Are you saying they need to be dead?
I think that's what
I
that
don't
meant.
care what you do.
Okay. Just
Alright, so we blow
clarify.
up the crystals.
No, we bring in the crystals.
Retrieve the crystals.
Don't blow up the
somehow.
crystals.
Oh,
Out of
alright.
curiosity, are you... If you would humor me, do you have a problem with anybody in the swamp with arcane abilities? Or just this person?
No, I do not have a problem with anybody. I much prefer those with the intelligence to use the arcane to use it if they will. I have no problems with wizards, druids, clerics, or bards, even for that matter. Though bards are a bit annoying sometimes.
Try not
Always
to be,
on about
but it's fun.
themselves.
Good at making money, though.
Yes, well, the last one here fancies himself a great hero. Bales, they call him.
Do you happen to have any books on when he was here? Journals, something, anything?
Oh, he grabs a scroll. He left me his autograph, the insufferable fool. Please take it.
Take it. Awesome. In the book.
You a fan?
You could say that.
I don't know who's popular and who's not. I'm not from that.
No, these lesser creatures, they... I do... He's trying to think of how to explain it. Defile the arcane. Pervert it, if you will. They see it only as a means to destroy and conquer. As it is much more than that.
You have the same view on this as I do with warlocks. I mean, who would want to bind themselves to a demon to get power?
Indeed, the silly
If
fools.
you have to talk to some higher being to get power, you're not doing it right.
You should not
Looks over
be
at-
using that
looks
power.
over
I
at-
tell Ambriel you said that.
He's right here.
Meanwhile, Dozen's like, I'm right here, guys.
I didn't talk to
I
anyone.
know he's a warlock.
The axe chose me, so I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
However, I have heard of certain cursed items binding themselves to someone's soul.
I love cursed items.
I bet you too.
I can cast a gun.
We're going to cause some mischief for quite a number of people someday.
You a diviner?
I dabble.
So what's this warlock you guys are talking about? What is that?
Just someone who makes a deal, a bargain, or a pact with eldritch powers, or demons, or fae.
We have a term for them in the swamp. They're called eldritch sugar daddies.
Oh, well, my ex chose me, and there's a voice in it. Is that the same thing?
Kind of looks at the axe. You poor soul.
Cal
It saved me.
He doesn't believe that. He actually just thinks that Dozen hears voices, and he believes it's the axe. He's not going to say that out loud, but that's what he thinks.
She has a pretty voice. She saved me when I needed her.
That's nice, Dozen.
And he kind of leans back in his chair and gets comfortable again. Now, with that little bit of business out of the way, I believe our discussion is concluded.
How do we get to the door?
You do not need to worry about that.
Do you still want the stew?
I am good, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, did all of the guys that you sent to a different plane want you dead?
No, not all of them. Some of them I just did it for laughs.
Can we give them back so they can die on the front lines? We need more bodies.
Kinda. Let's see. Opens a book.
What was your name again?
Oh, name's unimportant. I forgot mine a long time ago. But
It's
I
written
live
down
again.
here somewhere.
1,200 years, I suppose, does a number on the memory.
And he snaps his fingers, and you see 7 guards all pop out, looking bloodied, sweating, going, "What?" And he snaps his fingers again, and they're gone from the tower.
They looked like crap.
I'm gonna look around the tower, like the books, and just like read the spines and see what kind of books this
Ambril,
guy
I think
has.
you might have more work to do today before we go to sleep.
You're looking at the spines of the books?
Just seeing what subjects they are.
They're on all schools of magic, histories of the world, autobiography.
What's his name?
Obi-Wan.
Sure.
To be determined later.
Jeff.
I like this one. Xenophilius.
Oh.
Okay.
Zoom.
An autobiography by I forgot.
Wizard in the Tower.
Well, that's something.
When we get out of this tower, we should probably go tell those guards if they knock on the tower again, they're going to lose their hands. Otherwise, they're just going to make the same mistake. They didn't look that intelligent.
Viv, can that scroll help you at all?
The scroll, if I cast it, it's going to make something go boom.
That sounds fun.
That's a
What?
very basic way of looking at it. Yes.
What I'm more curious about is
Explain that to me.
Oh, have you ever seen a keg of gunpowder go off?
Yes,
That.
unfortunately. That
He
summons a
sits
keg of
back.
gunpowder?
And steeples his
No.
fingers.
It's a spell.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume it does what you says. Say it does.
It's
Right,
it's
well-
using magic to replace the physical explosion of a keg of gunpowder.
And at this
That
point,
I
he's
know.
getting obviously annoyed.
We'll leave now.
Swamp Witch,
Yes?
when you return, please bring me my crystals. I only need to discuss this with you. And
I would like
the rest of you stay away from my tower. He snaps his
Goodbye,
fingers.
Mr. Oh my god.
And all of you were where you were standing before.
prick.
Vivi's just skipping away with her little necromancy book. All happy.
Bye, tower person.
Goodbye.
Okay, now we gotta go find those guards.
You see Kapora come rocketing out the tower.
Oh, I thought I kicked you out. Ah,
Crater in the ground.
Well, we should, yeah, we should plan.
Maybe we should take those guards that just came back and make them help us.
I mean, maybe they should stay behind and guard the town.
well, let's tell the elf lady that we got the cards. Back.
His niece.
Sure.
Yeah, we should tell Princess Alvara that what we did. Really?
I love it.
That's
I thought you put it away.
His
No,
name's
I got-
Velas. He's-
I tucked bales away. I dropped my own.
Oh.
yeah.
Alright, Kilroy.
So, with that, I think we're going to draw the session to a close.
We have a plan. We have a direction. We'll get Melissa's input next week, hopefully.
Mhm.
We're good.
Yep.
We're good.
Good game. The owl got